Yeah,
Who
he'll be
would
back.
have thought that one Facebook post would cause such a stir?
Let me see you smile, and then you jaywalk. Let me see you smile, and then you jaywalk.
How much have you spent on cheeks?
Most expensive pair?
Most I've ever spent.
Oh, that hurt.
Some Balenciagas, man. I'm 1,200 plus tax.
No, from StockX. Bought them for $250, right? They taxed us
$1,000. The 1994 Bred One.
$430.
Ooh. What was it? The stimulus? Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Whoa. I mean, I just love the Versace store. Versace, 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 whoa, Versace, 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 Versace.
Corsicana, Texas.
How to do?
What's up, Dallas Fort Worth? What's up, Houston, Texas? Welcome back to the show. We are your show hosts. I go by the name of Mr. Know-It-All. We also have with us gentleman Jamal. We also have the first lady of the Burning Coals podcast, educated queen, Miss EQ. We also have with us also bougie weirdo B-Dub. And tonight, featuring her debut, her first time on the show. Give it up for our main girl, Uncut. Give it up for her.
Hey, throw it up. Throw it up.
Yeah,
Much love.
We are the Burning Coals podcast. Here's what we have: 5 interviews. We have hot topics, burning questions, and searing conversations. And we also say what needs to be said, okay? We are glad that you guys are able to join us tonight for tonight's Tuesday episode of the Burning Coals podcast. But before we make an introduction with each other and talk to you guys further, make sure you go subscribe to the Burning Coals podcast. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that notification bell, do all those things and whatnot, and also be able to comment into the comment section on the Burning Coals podcast as well. When you do that, that's what helped us get the name out there, and it's more valuable than money. So we would definitely appreciate all the adulations and everything that you guys do to help support this show. Okay, you can also, if you put your comments in the comment section, we'll read your comments, and also if you want to come on to the show and go one-on-one, mano with one of our fabulous crew members on the panel here, you can go to the Burning Coals podcast on YouTube. There's an option there, and Facebook as well. So we have 2 streaming platforms that you can definitely come on and fire off your question if you got the guts to do it. All right, but you got to be careful because we shoot from the hip. So, and we don't do no missing at all. All right. So before we get started, panel, Burning Coals podcast family. How everybody doing on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday? First lady, it's on you, first lady. It's on you.
Hey, I'm above ground and not beneath ground, so it's all good over here, baby.
Already. G-Man, what's up with it? Hey, G-Man. Hey, what about them Cowboys, baby? They don't want to talk about that. Give it up to the Cowboys, baby. Indeed. I told everybody we're going to blow them boys out. I knew it because we own
boys. Hold on.
That hurts.
Not exactly sure why we got to start our show with this foolishness, but okay.
B-Dub, how's everything going over there, my guy?
Hey, let's get it. Let's get into it.
Let's get it. And last but not least, Uncut. This your debut. How you feeling? Tell us what's going on. Let the audience know who Uncut is over here.
Feeling so blessed. Ain't no stress. You already know the rest, baby.
Already.
Yes, indeed. Already. So you know what? So what we're gonna get ready to start doing, we're gonna go ahead and go right into it. We're gonna go ahead and talk about it. So let's go with that subject.
Talk about it. Let's 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 talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Oh, you see the topic: self-value versus material value. And the reason why we decided to have this discussion for tonight, and I hope that you guys definitely listen to us and definitely be entertained with this one, because we're gonna bring out some information and some knowledge, and we're gonna just have a great dialogue about it. Okay. Well, but the number one reason why we brought this topic out, why you guys are laughing? Why y'all so?
Be ready.
Okay, the reason why we brought this topic out is because, okay, last week, and I'm going to run you guys, just give you guys a short version of it, all right? Last week, I posted, Mr. Know-It-All, me, numero uno, posted
Pew,
on
pew.
my Facebook account.
Always starting shit.
Got to be starting something. Got to be starting something. Okay,
No,
my bad. My bad.
Okay, so here's what I did on Facebook. I have posted in Facebook saying that I do not buy or do I wear Jordans. And I stopped buying Jordans and wearing Jordans when I became a grown man. And when I sent that post out on social media, boy, did the backfire started coming. I started getting it almost seemed like everything was just coming at me all at once. Now, that was, in fairness, there were some people that were for me, and then there were some people that were against me. And I also did a video to say, hey, this is how I feel about the situation. And here's the reason why I put it there and put it out there. And hopefully, people that felt some kind of way, maybe they say, okay, you know what, we're going to look at it from this guy's side here. And we're going
to know it all.
Go ahead.
I got a question.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
How does it feel to be a celebrity? How does it feel to get canceled and have to go make an apology video?
Hey, you the first man from Cross County to ever get canceled, baby. You
I got
you like different days. You just like different days, baby.
Okay, straight out of there.
Right. Yeah. I know how Kanye feel. I know how Kyrie feel. I know how everybody feel. But you know what? It was something that needs to be addressed. Okay, it needs to be said.
I agree.
But here's I raise this question to you guys. Okay, all right. How do you, with the title that we just had, we're talking about self-value versus material values. Okay, how do you guys feel about self-value versus material value? When you hear that, what does that mean to you guys? When you hear that?
Basically, I hear maybe your priorities. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of buying a health plan, I went to Miami for sweet heat. You know what I'm saying? Instead of covering health insurance, I said, girl, you know what? My girl's we're going to Miami, though. It's going to be a hot girl summer, though. I'll worry about that another time. You know what I'm saying? The material things, the society, what people are going to say, I need to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Right. Opposed to I need to live.
Right.
I'm drastic, though.
Well, it's also about with some people, it's about status. It's about making an image. It's about trying to be impressive. Now, as for me, if I rock a pair of J's, it'll be simply because I want to. It'll be simply because, they go with this outfit, and I feel like this outfit is fly. It doesn't define me, or it doesn't, it doesn't prove my value or the lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? So it's for me, it's all about what I choose to wear. Now, I'm not going to go out here and stand in no line for 2, 3, 4 hours or 2 or 3 days for no $300 pair of shoes. It's not a priority for me like that. My friends don't see me any different whether I rock J's or not. And even if they did, I don't care, because I don't have a point to prove to nobody. That's just how I see it. But for some people, it's about status and image. And that's where, people get to going in these lines. Oh, I got to get, every pair of Jordans that come out because, hey, this is the hottest thing smoking right now. But, and you can't, and it's their prerogative. They can do whatever they want to do. But as for me, what I wear doesn't, that doesn't say who I am or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Here's the reason why I posed that question. I can say pose the question whatever, but here's the reason why when I posted that post on social media, I was really talking about myself. But what I've come to since I've been, since I'm at this age now, when I was in high school, to me the Jordan brand, it was almost that was the shoe that when you wore this particular brand that you felt like that you were doing pretty well, and it was a known shoe that if a person did not have that particular brand, they would be bullied, they would be criticized, they'd be ridiculed, and so on and so forth, or whatever. And also, they would be teased and things like that. So we're talking about the Jordan brand that's been around since the 90s when I started wearing them in middle school, all the way up to, till I got to a certain point of my my adult life. But then I see that, some of us have had children and kids and so on and so forth or whatever. And that same mentality that we had growing up wearing the Jordan brand, we put that same mentality and those same expectations, and it trickled down to our children to where I've seen, because I used to work inside of a school as well, and I've seen that kids are being bullied because they don't have a certain Jordan brand shoe. Everything is just repeating itself is basically what I'm saying, and that's the reason why I posted that, because I'm saying to myself, I've seen what brand names and what brands do to our culture. And I feel that it's a form of oppression, because we will steal, kill, destroy, and we would do a whole lot of things just to go and cop a certain brand of clothing, cars, material, whatever it is the case may be. We would do anything, and that's the reason why I said, you know what, man, that's the reason why I posted what I posted, because it was more of it wasn't trying to belittle or talk down on somebody. But it was more of a thing like, let's try to talk about this thing. Let's try to reset and adjust our mind. Just put your thinking cap on about some of these things that we do and how we do it.
Well, so we know people gonna take stuff how they gonna take it.
Absolutely.
It's our responsibility to try to put things out there in the best way possible. And as long as you're doing that, you're good. But at the end of the day, people gonna take it how they gonna take it. Because I saw, like I said, I saw the post when you first posted it, and I saw it, I read it, I was like, okay, cool, that's I agree, and I kept it moving, because I took it as you were just saying, when you get older, you think different, your priorities should change. You shouldn't be, Jordan shouldn't come before other priorities. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be telling your kid, well, I can't afford to put you in this basketball camp or little league or cheerleading camp, but you got 10 pair of Jordans in your closet. That's the way I took it. So I just kind of kept it moving. And then, of course, we know the aftermath. Within less than 30, 45 minutes, it had blew up and everybody was commenting and it was going crazy. So, but, it's funny to me.
Yeah, but my mentality was, listen, hey, this is how I feel about a certain thing. Now, I'm not. It wasn't like I woke you up out of bed and say, hey, you, this is what I feel about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you trying to come between the black man and his Jordans, man.
Implication was there. The implication was there. Yeah.
Don't do it.
No, right. So it wasn't like that. I went and did that. But I think what happened was when you put that trigger word, the word that triggered everybody was when you applied Jordan and grown man. You know what I mean? That's what they look past the I part. They don't give a damn about that. They saying you talking directly to me because I wear Jordan. I'm gonna feel some kind of way about that. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why I got the backlash that I got from that. It's the word. The word adult and grown man. It triggers some people. Jim Jamal, go ahead, my brother.
He want to say, he know he want to say something. He get on my take that head off.
You know what? First of all, how about them Cowboys?
Right.
How about him?
We're going all the way. Now,
Straight foolishness.
the thing about
Stop the cap.
All the way.
so, okay, I understood the post. Um, to each his own, right? But whenever you put anything out on social media, then you have to be prepared for a response, right?
Right.
You can say I all the time. Well, you should have kept it in your own gut head. If you didn't want nobody to say nothing, Mr. Know-It-All, because when you say it, be prepared for the response. Not right or wrong, but if you put it out to the masses, then you have to be prepared for what the masses will respond with. So there's no good, bad, right, or wrong in it, right? One man, hey, I had toast and eggs for breakfast. I had it. Somebody can say, I don't like eggs. Okay. I don't like eggs.
I don't go.
Who cares, right?
Right.
You said you don't wear Jordan since you became a grown man. Now that can be it can be interpreted a lot of ways, but when you put it out to the universe, it's not up to you how somebody interprets it, right? Your intentions were this way, but some people, like when I can't listen. I wear J's, right? I love, I'm a grown man, very grown. But if somebody else chooses not to wear them, that's their choice, right? I also wear a plethora of other types of footwear, right? I'm in Texas. I got a few pair of what? Cowboy boots, right? I got all kind of shoes, right? Loafers, whatever. And I'm a grown man, but I also, sometimes I like to get outside and wear some tennis shoes. So what, right? Mr. Know-It-All said he don't wear them as a grown man. That's his choice. He's a grown man. He don't have to wear no J's if he don't want to wear no J's.
Right.
He don't look. You look at him. He don't even look good in them. So if he's
Out of here. Get out of here.
he can't pull it off.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew. 22.
There you go.
If he can't pull it off, he just say, "Hey, listen, I ain't got no swag to pull a look off. I'm a grown man."
Get out of here.
Big deal sketches. Let him wear sketches. Why y'all stuck down on my?
Here's the thing, though.
They say Skechers like you going to work.
Yeah, let him do
I was
sketches.
I bet not see y'all in no doggone sketches.
Listen,
Gentlemen Jamal, I sure bet not see.
In the hospital.
Sketches. If he want to wear his Joe Montana sketches,
wear them in the hospital
Hey.
for my legs.
First of all, we're not gonna down talk the sketches because I do have a pair that I used to wear at work when I worked at the stadium, and they are comfortable as hell.
Tell them, preach,
So,
brother, preach.
I ain't gonna lie. I got a couple of pairs there too.
See,
I teach you mine. I teach you mine because they're comfortable. But no, but you know what? But you know what? To each his own, like you said. But at the end of the day, what you do as a grown man has no bearing on me as a grown woman, and it shouldn't have had any bearing on anybody else. I saw the post too, and I did not comment. Like I told Beat Up, I said, "Hey, I'm just here to read the comments, and I'm gonna keep scrolling because I'm not gonna get into a word war." Y'all, you a lie. Ain't nothing scary about me.
Yeah.
All right. Make me come up out this seat. But anyway, that has no bearing. I mean, I saw it. I said, no, because I'm just not going to get into a word war with people on social media like that because it's first of all, it's purposeless. It's your word against mine. It's what I say goes for my life and what you say go for yours. But at the end of the day, the post clearly said, I stopped buying Jordans when I became a. Come on, well, and then never mind. I was going to say something, but that's going to be ugly. And let me not just consider the people.
Why you got no alibi?
Right.
When I first saw it, I thought this is going to open up a dialogue, and I didn't think it was disrespectful in any type of way. I knew it was going to. But I read it and I was like, oh, we're about to just see, just because. Okay, this is my thing. I think we all have the ability to react the wrong way, depending on what is going on in our lives at that given moment. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have the ability to overreact or to just react to the wrong, you know what I'm saying, to the wrong stuff. You know how they say choose your battles. So that, like you said, that person just skipped right over the I and they just felt attacked because they were J's. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I told him as soon as he posted it, I said it's gonna go over some heads. But I know exactly what you meant. You said you meant that, like, oh, my man said priorities. It's about your priorities. You just feel like you're not finna wait in no line because you got a second job you need to go to. You're not gonna pay no $300 for them shoes because your kids got ballet practice and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. And
I felt it. I felt
But
it.
I think
To know
part of it
about it.
too. I think part of it too is the emotional attachment we get to stuff because everybody got their reasons. Because clearly, you see, I got a couple pair hanging in the bag. I got another. Them the only 3 pair I own. Been having them for 10 years. But for me personally, I had them when I was young and working and on my own and making money when they first came out. And like I said before in the pre-meet, there's literally only about 5 different styles that I actually like. The rest of them are trash to me. I don't care what nobody say. You can argue with your mama.
Trash.
But when they started releasing the retros, I'm like, okay, cool, because I like the 14. So I was able to get a pair of the 14. Okay, cool. And one of them was a gift. So technically, I didn't even buy those because I got some gift cards to the Nike website, and I bought them from the Nike website. So, but everybody has their reasons, right? There's people out there that work hard, make money, they pay their bills, they family good, they good, everything good, and this is my vice. Some people play video games. Video games is their vice. They spend money on video games. Some people spend money on watching. I'm a watch guy. I got more watches than people probably would think is normal. And for some people, it's Jordans. But the thing about it is, there's something deeper there because there's an emotional attachment to those particular shoes for whatever reason for certain people. So it's gonna trigger people. It's gonna trigger people.
We know what the listen.
What's the reason?
Part of the lexicon of Black America, whether you like it or not. People have died overstepping on Jordans. People have died and waiting to buy Jordans. It's ridiculous, but we know why Jordans are iconic, and some people feel away. I have no emotional attachment to no dang on shoes. Now I like to wear them, but I'm not waiting in no line for them. If you can't deliver them to my door, I ain't getting them.
right.
Let's be clear. And I'm not gonna buy them and not have my lights on or whatever. No.
Yeah. Exactly.
Everything in moderation. Like B-Dub said, everyone has a vice. Uncut just pulled up a cup. What they have? Starbucks on it. Some people drink Starbucks every day.
Religiously.
Like B-Dub said, I got
How you know that Starbucks? How you know that Starbucks?
I'm just looking at the brand.
What?
So everybody has a vice. So okay, Mr. Know-It-All said, hey, since a grown man, I stopped, blah, blah, blah. And to Mr. Know-It-All, what if said somebody, I stopped wearing Skechers after I got out of elementary school. Okay, listen.
I'm gonna post that on Facebook.
What I'm saying is everybody has a vice, and because you don't like it, don't mean somebody else doesn't like it, and vice versa. To me, it was nothing worth even getting an uproar about because a grown man decided he don't want to wear them. That's his choice.
Right. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. That was my choice for me to say what I said. That was it. It would, go ahead to roll up like it did.
They came at you. They came at
you. Know why? That's a personality type. That's a personality type.
Be prepared for the smoke. And before we go any further, the comment section is on fire. Let's get it.
Let's check the comments out, okay? Barbara Sim says hello. She says hello, Brandon Cole's family.
Hey, mama.
Hey.
Jeremy Walker, is this on YouTube? If so, what's the channel? It is the Burning Coals podcast. That is the channel. It's going to be on YouTube. We're on YouTube every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So appreciate you for joining the show, Jeremy Walker. Ricky Spain, he put some
fly Eagles fly.
Okay, now back to Jordan. Yeah, Ricky, we still back on Jordans.
Not me. I'm talking about Skechers.
And you gonna get up off my Skechers.
I'm rocking some
That
sketches.
part like he can't jaywalk.
Gonna sketch walk. We're gonna
That's
sketch,
right,
sketch,
sketch
sketch,
walk,
sketch,
baby.
sketch,
Yeah, y'all.
This nigga scared.
sketch.
Antoine Williams in this thing.
Hey,
Appreciate it, Ken folk. Thank you for joining the show, Antoine Williams. Appreciate the love and support, my brother. And Adrian Ellison said he loved it. Absolutely,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
So before we go further, we have a video, and we're gonna do the video, and then we're gonna come back with our reaction and comments. All right, we'll go play this.
Do you know we brought in $1.3 trillion last year as a people? Out of 226 nations on the earth, that makes black people in America the 8th richest nation. We brought in $600 billion more than Spain, $700 billion more than Mexico. Yet Spain has 46 million people like we do, and they maintain a 208,000 square mile landmass, and they own everything. Mexico has 131,700,000 people, and they're maintaining 771,500 square miles with half the money we have. Yet they have whole countries, and we don't have nothing we can call our own. Something happened to us. We got to get back into what they call today financial literacy, but we got to do it quick because we got to start doing something for ourselves. We got the dollars. We just need some more sense to go with them dollars.
Absolutely.
We need some more sense because right now we the leaders in unnecessary spending. We always buying stuff we don't need with money that we don't have from people that we don't like to impress people that we don't even know. And the Negro, the black mind right now has been hardwired where happiness is connected to spending when it needs to be hardwired to investing and into saving. And if we can renegotiate the contract in the black psyche for happiness to spending, to investing and saving, I think we'll be able to build a bright future for our people.
Have you ever
That is very well said, B-Dub. Appreciate you for that video right there, man. That was a lot of knowledge. That was not a lot of knowledge that brother put out there. And that's another thing that I have mentioned into the video I did as well. Talking about brands, but no land. We put more value, we put more interest, more thought process. We put a lot of energy into brand, but we spend more money than any other race of people there is out there, but we don't own no land. We don't own nothing. And just like that brother has said, we're responsible with consuming and buying over trillions of dollars worth of buying nothing. I mean, with wearing brands, and we got to feel like we have to look and look nice for somebody else or feel a sense of validation. We go out here and buy this stuff, and then the people that actually own the merchandise or own the products or own these warehouses or whatever, these rich folks, they put the product and the material out there for you to buy. They don't have no interest in buying it at all. They're not gonna put that type of stuff on or whatever. They put it on for folks, to support folks, so they can feel like they can look rich or whatever. And that's exactly what I posted when I did the video. I was talking about brands, no land. We don't own nothing. We got to change the mentality up. What do you guys think about that, B-Dub?
Well, I mean that's what we're really talking about here. Like the title says, self-value versus material value. We made fun about the situation off the post you made, and a lot of people got triggered off of the word Jordan. But if you go back and read through the comments, like we were saying, the people that was commenting, we know these people in real life. These are people. You post this on your personal page, and I think the people who get it, they own pair of Jordans, however many pair of Jordans, but they priorities in order, they got their stuff together. I don't think they took offense to it. It's those people, how they say hit dog hollers. The uncut say hit dog hollers. So it's those people who know they are. It's something about it. It's something about material things. It's beyond Jordans. It's the True Religion fits, the Gucci belts, the whatever. It's something about these material items that we think makes us more valuable as a person. Because people say it all the time. They say, "Oh, he or she, they trying to dress like they got money." Like, no, people who got money don't dress like that.
They don't.
We the only ones that think that. We the only ones that think I have to show my wealth and wear it on my body in order for people to validate. I posted something months ago. I think it might have even been last year. It was a while back. After having a conversation with a guy, and he was trying to tell me about his shirt, and I was like, man, that shirt ugly. And his response was, man, that's a Gucci shirt. I'm like, okay, that Gucci shirt is ugly. Man, this is a $180 shirt. What you talking about? This fly. No, you wasted $180. That shirt is effing ugly.
Right.
But in his mind, you couldn't convince him of that. In his mind, that shirt is something. This is a $180 Gucci shirt. And then, you know, when you tell people stuff like that, then that's when they can't respond and they go into the, you just mad because you don't have nothing like this in your closet. But see, he was smart though, because people do know. He didn't say I couldn't afford it. He said I don't have it, which is true. I don't, because the shirt was ugly. It was fugly. Right. And I would never pay $180 for a shirt. I buy my clothes once a year at Dillard's when they do their 60% off sale.
I go to Dillard's Outlet and get mine. I'll go there.
I got the same polo shirt you got, but you paid $90 for yours. I paid $30 for mine.
Right. right. So let me ask you guys this, okay? Where does that mentality come from? Where we have to feel validated with spending a lot of money for, you know, materialistic things. And we're talking about your Fendi, your Gucci. Balenciaga is the hottest thing that's going on right now. I don't know what's so special about
Balenciaga. Me neither, because it don't look like much. I mean, yeah.
I don't know what's so fancy about them. I've seen it, and I'm saying to myself, ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to pay $1,000 to $2,000 for a shirt or some shoe. I can't do it. Won't do it. It's just not my type of thing. So
if I have it, I'm not gonna do it.
Where did this mentality come from? Because I'm sure everybody knows somebody. Everybody on this panel, we know somebody that is a name brand whore. That's what you call it. You used to call it
label whore.
Name brand whore. Yeah, label whore. What causes an individual to become that way?
I have a.
Okay, go ahead, Uncut.
So check this out. I don't know what originally yes, I do, but that's another story. I know what originally obsessed us to those things. It's because this is a two-part thing. So
let's take it there.
So check this out. So I mean, it's easy. We saw Europeans doing something really big. We saw Gucci. Think about the Gucci, Louis Vuitton. We saw Europeans. Think about New Jack City and all those movies. We wanted what they had just because they had it. Feel what I'm saying? Just because they had it. In our minds, if they have it and we can obtain it, that means we're on their level. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy as hell, because when I watch shows like Power, and Unique lives in the projects. I mean, he lived in a nice high rise in the projects, but he lived in the projects and got a Louis Vuitton custom made jacket, and he's a dope boy. You feel what I'm saying? Anything that Europeans obtain, and rich Europeans though, not no broke people that's shopping at Bales or Ross. But you know what I'm talking about? Anything that rich people could get, if we can buy a Gucci belt. Well, Kanye, one of those rappers, said something about Drake. His home is do something for a Gucci belt. That's all they know. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the sickness. But I think another part of it is some of these people, I'm going to be honest with y'all. For some odd reason, I'm not a gangster. I don't live that life. But I always felt like I was going to die young. That's just I don't know if that's in my DNA. I don't know if that came from my ancestors. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. And a lot of these young people don't feel like they're going to live long enough to think about buying land, to think about getting an education, because they really truly don't believe that they're going to see 25. And then after they've seen 25, hell, they done messed up 18 to 25 so bad that 25 to 30 is, you know what I'm saying? So I truly believe that a lot of these kids, they don't believe that they're going to be around to enjoy the fruits of their labor, if they even extend that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. But you know, but the brand. But here's the thing, though. We've done plenty of videos talking about culture. We set the culture. When you're talking about, you know, seeing that these Europeans and all these other people wearing and buying certain things or whatever, we don't even understand the power that we have. We are the one who control what's the trend and what's hot, what's fashionable now or whatever. Just because some joker out there that's wearing, they claim the finest silk or the rare leather or all this wordplay that they use when they use an advertisement to get us. And what they do is they'll get somebody that's influential in the culture, you and I, and they will push this stuff on them and say, hey, if you want to look like this person or be this person here, you got to wear what they wear, you got to rock what they rocking or whatever. And they using us to be able to push what they're pushing, so that way they can make money off of us, and we feel a sense of validation. It's all messed up. It's backwards. Why do we have to sell ourselves for a little or nothing, and we can just go out and create our own and do our own thing, and bring in and do either better or either same or better than what they do to us.
We won't support it. We won't support it because we believe white ice is colder than black ice steel.
Oh, that's a good one, G-Man. That's a good one.
That's we can put out like you said. We drive culture, fashion, what's cool, what's hot. If we don't
hip hop, we drive it all, gentleman Jamal.
But guess what? If we outside of Jordan, and I will say this, Nike, right? Nike actually owned Jordans early on.
Yeah.
Then Jordan branched off and made his own Jumpman. It's technically Jumpman now, but
yeah,
they're always going to be called Jordans, right? We identify them as Jordans, whatever. But we won't support our own, right? I always talk about this in almost every show. It's a code. The richest people where you couldn't tell. Steve Jobs, I remember Steve Jobs used to do the iPhone release deals. Every iPhone, iPad. What is he wearing?
Right.
Some high waist mom jeans.
Yeah, some jeans, some New Balance, and that same like turtleneck.
The same black turtleneck. He got 27 of them. They all look the same. They got them on Amazon. $13 for $2.
Right. He lives in the same house he bought 50 years ago.
Right.
An old Cadillac.
Right.
Goes to McDonald's every morning. Same McDonald's orders the same thing. These are the richest people in the world. But you have, because of, a plethora of reasons, we believe looking the part is actually more important than actually living the part of being the part. Right? Yes, it's perception. We can portray this instead of becoming that. So when you look at a person, the loudest person in the room is whatever, right? The guy that's flashing everything, he don't got nothing. You want to know who really got it? It's the guy who don't look like nothing. He's quiet. Think about it. If you go only like put like in hip hop, a rapper can't go to a city without having a whole army with him. The richest people in the world don't have to travel like that. Name me a Hollywood movie star that can't go to LA without having to worry about getting shot up. Couple reasons, not because they famous, but they don't walk around with all this jewelry and all this stuff around them that anybody can jack. These rappers ain't multi-billionaires and all that. But you can't go a week. Some other rapper getting shot up because he got all this. And we gonna do a series on Black Money. We're gonna talk about jewelry and the facade of all the stuff that we've been pushed on us, because guess what? They're getting rich off of us because we are consumers.
Right.
We are a program dedicated consumers. Right? We're programmed to support everybody else except ourselves.
Is that a form of
party?
Is that a form of Jim and Jamal, come back. Let me ask you this question here. And when we religiously support these different brands, all right, material, I'm talking about all the way from your fancy Mercedes Benz and Maybachs and designer glasses and designer shoes and necklaces and belts and accessories and all that or whatever. Do you guys believe or feel that is a form of oppression?
Wait a minute.
How do you feel about that?
Financial oppression is the biggest form of oppression in the capitalist nation. I keep telling you.
I agree.
And the golden rule, who has the gold rules? Now, as a brother from the nation laid it out on the Breakfast Club, he was absolutely right. Right? We don't own and control anything. Biggest consumers. This is what keeps us oppressed, right? Don't. Why do you think that? Okay, we are not the nation's smallest minority. Why is it only black people running around here talking about vote, 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 and do this and do this and do this? You don't hear any other quote unquote minority group beating the drum except us because they know and they focus on what counts. Them greenbacks. They play team ball. We play individual ball, and this is why we stay losing. Once we get it figured out that we all we need, and we need to focus on ourselves and building our own communities up, then that's all that matters, right? Talk about Dr. Claude Anderson. You don't need all that stuff. Give us control your money. You can control any other part of your community and society that you, from the school system to policing, the criminal justice system, whatever, right? Why do you think they get politicians in there? It's money. When I was in college, I did a paper. It was like office for sale or whatever, because the studies show whoever raises the most money wins any political race, like 93% of the time.
Yeah.
Why did Barack? People wasn't jumping because Barack was black. Barack outraised any other candidate. And if you research don't matter state, local, city, whatever, 93 plus 90, at least over 90% of all political offices are won by those who raises the most money. So
when you have to work hard to do that either.
When we focus on what's important and stop all this craziness, we'll be better off. I'm a land
right. And Barack didn't have to, to your point, Barack he didn't have to campaign that hard to raise that kind of money, because when you get the backing, like, Oprah Winfrey and all these other big wigs like that, you in the loop and you in the know. Oh yeah, you're gonna definitely you ain't got to really do too much work like a lot of those other campaigns that was running like they did. So but Jim and Jamal, but I do agree with you 1,000% where you're talking about as far as like with the oppression, that we do have to find a way to work on ourselves and to buy land and stop supporting all these other brands or whatever, because again, like we have been alluded to all this time, that we set the trend, man. We set the culture. Why do we have to feel that we have to, sell ourselves short to these people that don't care nothing about us, man? You know what I mean? They care nothing about us. Only thing they're gonna do is use you. They're gonna only pay you just a small amount of whatever it is they profit off of you. And we're talking about, you're not even scratching the surface with how much money that make it on you. You're not making no money at all, next to nothing. Go ahead, Jim.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, B-Dub, and I'm gonna get off for
Go ahead.
I'm playing it right here and talk about that. People are impressed. Who's the highest paid in NBA athlete? Is it LeBron?
I think it's LeBron. Yeah, he up there.
Who's the highest paid in NFL player? I think it's Patrick
Mahomes. Yeah.
People, our community, more obsessed and impressed with the player, when we should be impressed by the person who has the bank account big enough to write the check. And that's where we miss it in our land.
Go ahead, B-Dub.
Facts. No, that's straight facts. But it goes back to the title of the show, what we're talking about, self-value versus material value. See, so we got to break down, how is this possible? How is it that we spend the most but own the least, if any at all? Because somehow, somewhere, we got tricked, taught, trained, however you want to look at it, into believing that the material equals the value, when others realize that the material is not the value, it's what's behind the material. And like me, and I have a different mindset because I seen things different. Before I changed industries to where I'm at now, a lot of my early work history was in sales, commission sales. And they send us to all these classes. You got all these different trainings and meetings, and they send you across the country to do these meetings and whatever, and you learn that all this shit is the same.
It is,
like,
brother.
you go into a store and there's a black pump. There's 5 black pumps. One of them costs $350. One of them costs $200, $100, all the way down to a pair of $50 shoes. And they all come from the exact same factory, made by the exact same people, the exact same way. Literally, the only difference on them is the name.
Oh yeah.
So because people like LeBron and Jordan, see Jordan broke through. He's really like the only one, and Kanye was verging on being the second one. We'll see how that plays out. But Jordan is really the only person that broke through as a black man representing something that is perceived to have value. And I think that's part of the attachment for some people. Because other than that, we don't see value in black items. Master P got a shoe that's made in Italy with Italian leather, all the same fine top-notch leathers, and put together the same way that these Versace shoes, Armani shoes, all these other shoes are put together, made the same exact way. His shoes cost half the price, if not a third of the price, but nobody checking for Master P shoes. But we'll go pay triple for a Versace version of the same exact shoe.
Right.
Because going back to Uncut's point.
You ain't buying no Versace ever.
but that's part of going back to the point that Uncut made. Like these Europeans is something we've been taught to believe that this is so great, and that material item makes value to us as a person. So I was just raised different. I came up. My village taught me that the man make the clothes don't make the man. So I never looked at it that way.
Yeah,
right. But in general, in our community, we're taught the opposite. We teach our kids, oh, look at my baby so fly, got his 3. I wish I would buy my 3-month-old a pair of Jordans. I wish I would.
Right.
You better buy Man some Jordans.
Man gonna be rocking them Walmart specials until he old enough to appreciate a pair of Jordans.
He needs them solid shoes, them white shoes. Everybody know he needs them white solid shoes. He can walk right anyway.
They work for me. They work for me. They work for him.
Go ahead.
But that's what it is, though. That's what it is, though. We just, we got to break that down and figure out what the attachment is to these material items that make us think that way. That choose that over, say, $300 for a pair of shoes when Nike stock is $100 right now. You can get 3 shares of Nike stock and own part of the company instead of this one pair of shoes that's gonna wear out in X amount of years, and now it's gone. But them 3 stock options, you can have them for life. You can pass it down to your kids. It'll grow and it'll become more valuable instead of those shoes.
Right. And we got some comments in the comment section here. I'm going to go ahead and read them out. Valencia Smith enjoying the podcast. He's speaking nothing but facts right now. Appreciate you for joining the show, Valencia Smith, and appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe as well. Ricky Spain says they grow up with nothing. Valencia Smith says taught behavior and watching music videos, movies, and social media. Uncut is on point. Okay. He says, but they don't wear what we wear. Rich people dress like they broke. Right. That's 1,000%. It said our culture, right? And Barbara Sims said, great point, Uncut. Queen Solomon's in the house. Appreciate you for joining the show, Queen Solomon. Thank you for the support. He said, Ricky Spain said, man, he's speaking facts. And Barbara Sims said, right on, B-Dub. So let me ask you this, B-Dub, because you were just talking about black support, all right, and why we don't support each other. Like you brought the example up when you're talking about Master P. He's an entrepreneur. He not only does he have his own record label, and he has his hands in a lot of different entrepreneur businesses that he have. I think he's in the food industry, grocery.
Just got a cereal.
Yeah, cereal. Clothing line and shoes. Whatever. Why do we feel that when it comes to supporting our own people, and I'm gonna answer it as well, but I want you guys to put your insight on it. When it comes to us, how come we will raise an eyebrow to each other, and we see somebody that's trying to make a living or selling something, whatever, we'll raise an eyebrow to them, and we ask them a million questions about what they doing and how they doing it, and then when we see a price, their price tag on what they're asking for their clothing or for their material or their supplies or whatnot, we got to ask for a hookup and so on and so forth or whatever. But we'll skip over this guy. We'll skip over the person in your neighborhood, spending the money in your neighborhood, I might add as well. But we'll skip right over them and go to a Gucci store, go to a Fendi store, and won't ask them no question at all. Y'all remember that video where Jim Jones, when he went into, was it Gucci or it was one of those fancy stores, and they put him in the secret area room, and they didn't give him the all-star.
Louis V.
Say it again.
It was Louis Vuitton.
It was one of them. But why do we have that mentality? We go to these different places like that, treat it unfairly because they really don't want to deal with you anyway. But we get over our own people to go and deal with somebody who cares nothing about you. They just want your money, and they're not going to spend that money in your neighborhood. No, none of that. Where we get that behavior from, Uncut?
Okay, so that, I have had to school myself on this reactionary reaction, for lack of a better word. It's basically us as Black people. We do not like to be effed with. I'm sorry, for lack of a better word. We don't like that. You know what? Because 9 times out of 10, we're minding our own business, and all we want to do is shop. That's all we want to do. We are a big percentage of the consumer, especially young Black males. But if we know that you are assuming that we can't afford something within us says, you know what? You know how you got that angel on this shoulder and that devil on this shoulder, and that angel is like, you are so much bigger than this. But that devil say, you know what? Cuss them out and tell them to go to hell, or spend money in their face. Spend more money than they've ever seen in their life. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely some some mental health issues going on when we do certain shit. You know what I'm saying? It's basically an FU. We do it because we can. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, because we pissed off that you assumed that we couldn't buy it. Also, now we got to buy 2 Birkins. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like it's a 50-50. That's one part of it. But like my man was saying, we got to keep up with the Joneses. And like I said, young Black males are a big percentage of consumers, and males don't care what brand women are wearing. Let's be honest, because a woman can buy an outfit from Rainbow and look gorgeous in it. But men, us ladies, let's be real. If a man show up in just regular old Adidas, think that ain't the classic Adidas, or some dude name brand Adidas or something like that, you're not really gonna be into. I'm just telling you what I know. If he ain't, you're gonna say, what is he driving? If it ain't a nice car, if he don't do this or this for a living, and men are going to want to date, so they gonna do what they got to do today.
So who fault is that though?
It's not a fault. It's just a cycle of life.
Now, I'm EQ. I know you've been patiently waiting. I'm gonna let you jump in there, but I just want to hit a couple of points real quick. Ricky Spain hit it perfectly. A lot of people grow up with nothing, and that ties into what Uncut was just saying. Because even Shaq admitted, he told a story one time how he went to a car dealership and he was gonna buy this car, and the guy was looking at him like he couldn't afford it. You know, he didn't recognize who it was or whatever, and so he was kind of giving them the nigga, you can't afford this type of treatment. So he said, I went and bought 4 of them.
Yes.
Like that's stupid. But he also said he learned from that and he would never do it again. But that just goes to what Uncut was saying about
use of the N-word by B-Dub.
My bad. Did it slip? My bad. I forgot I was light skinned for a moment. My bad. But when you don't have nothing, you're desperate to separate yourself. And see, that's where media comes in. Whether we want to believe it or not, whether we want to accept it or not, the stuff we see and hear on a repetitive basis, it affects our psyche at some point. We watch the news just like white people watch the news. So white people think all Black people steal and thug and live in the hood. We think that too, because we watching the same newscast. And the thing about it is, they show themselves in such a great positive light and they show us in such a negative light, we start associating white with positivity. So if white people wear Louis, I'm gonna wear Louis. Not saying that we want to be white, but just that association of separation. And so if I wear Louis, that separates me from these hood Negroes. That makes me better than just a regular hood Negro, even though I still live in the hood. If that makes sense.
I don't really see a lot of white folks wearing Louis and Balenciaga and all these other. I see more.
I mean, they do. They just don't wear the kinds we want.
But I heard
Louis. But hold on, Louis and Gucci, they didn't start like overly branding their stuff until they start selling to us. We want the Louis bag. Our women want the Louis bag that say Louis everywhere.
Yes.
But you have another woman from another culture that have a Louis bag, but you wouldn't even know it's a Louis bag.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And those be the top end bags because y'all know they do sell different bags in different places. They put all the low end bags out in the outlet stores in the malls on our side of town. Those high end bags never make it to us. But at the end of the day, at what point do we say, okay, hey, you know what? All of this is advertising. This is to appease us, to get us to spend our money. Whereas we can take the money that we spending on these Louis bags or these Gucci bags, put this money back in our community. Because, I mean, it's just like I said, it's all about status. It's all about trying to look rich, but you're not rich. Because to me, it doesn't make sense to have a $1,200 purse and you live in a government assisted apartment. To me, that does not make sense. Yeah, I said what I said and I stand on it 10 toes down. I mean, it does not make sense that you driving a 2022 Mercedes Benz, but you living with your girl that's on Section 8. See, that don't make sense to me because I feel like if you can pay a $1,200 a month car payment, then hey, that's $1,200 you can go pay a mortgage with. See, it's our fault. We keep ourselves oppressed because we out there spending our dollars all the wrong way. Whether we were taught or whether we learned it late, it does not matter. At some point, we got to say, hey, I got all this stuff, but I don't own anything. Who's the dummy now? You see what I'm saying? And I say what I say and I mean it. That's our fault because we're oppressed. Because you know what? You can advertise to me every day, all day, Gucci, Louis, and I don't own any of those. And I'm gonna rock my Coach bag. I rock whatever I feel like carrying that day. But at the end of the day, I'd rather spend my money on something that's tangible, something that I know that I'm gonna own, versus out here trying to impress some other broke folk. Cause I'm gonna rock this and I'm gonna rock that. See, it's our fault. See, they only doing what they supposed to do as designers, as labels. They're supposed to advertise to the broke folk, but see, because they know they prey on the weakness of broke folk. Hey, if I can sell them this bag and I can get them to spend their rent money, or they go sell their food stamps to go buy this bag, or go put their food stamps to do all this or whatever, sell to get the money to come and shop, I'm gonna go ahead and appeal to them. Well, hey, I'm gonna mark this $1,200 purse down to $500 because I know that's all they can afford. You see what I'm saying? That's our fault,
and they gonna buy it.
That's our fault. And you know what? We can ask questions. I don't care if your parents didn't teach you or your grandparents didn't teach you. There are people out here that know, that are hip to the game, that you can go ask questions. It's our own fault that we're not rising to the occasion. We can't blame it on the white man. We can't blame it on the pink man. Whatever. Blame it on yourself.
Yeah, because like you said, they do.
And with that, we're going to pass the plate around for the offerings for Pastor EQ.
And I ain't hard to find if you want to find me.
Wow, that was very well said.
I ain't going off the screen.
That was very well said, EQ. But yeah, I agree, EQ, with everything, 1,000% with everything you just said there. You know, we do have to hold each other accountable. And like you said, they watch our every move. And you know what? And you know what they do? Another thing they do, they will invest. They will invest their money. They will invest their time, their energy. Like I said earlier, they'll get somebody that's influential, somebody that's up and coming. They watch. That's why they watch us. They watch.
Man, they prey on us anywhere from labels to medicine to food to everything. We gotta wake up and see what's going on.
Name it.
And everything. Medicine, from the healthcare treatment, from even the groceries that they put in our store. They watch us. They survey us. Even in our schools. Don't even make me go there about our schools. In our neighborhoods, in the type of apartments and housing and stuff like that. That's our fault. Because we busy out here trying to be impressive to other broke folks. That don't make sense to me.
It don't make sense.
The Joneses. We the new Joneses.
My
Right.
last name Brown.
We the new Joneses. You trying to keep up with somebody that's
That's
buying
right.
cheap internet
And
just
they
like
over there
you.
struggling. Look, they lights about to get cut off. Y'all out here. Y'all water about to get cut off.
Hey,
Y'all out here
cuz, you
trying to
know
impress
what?
each other.
But you know what?
Crazy.
On Instagram, they litty.
Huh?
I learned that
Well,
word from the kids. They lit.
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
better get
They
unlitty.
don't use Liddy no more. That's old uncut. So you
Oh,
can't
Oh,
my
he
use
bad.
get
that.
on my nerves.
Help me. Help me. I'm 46. I'm trying to get back in the game. Help me. Come on.
But
I'm
but we
done.
have, but do we have so much? But do we have so much animosity, so much negativity, so much hatred toward a brother or sister that look like you and I, that's in the community, that's trying to take care of their family, that's doing the right thing, trying to, and they spending money in the community, but we have so much jealousy, so much strife for that person that we will not even try to even support them at all with nothing that they do.
Well,
And
see
that
now,
kind of, go ahead.
at that point, now you think you better than us. That's how we see it. That's how people see it. Oh well, if we're out here trying to make a difference and we put money into our community, we're trying to invest and make things better for other folks. Well, now y'all think y'all better than us. See,
Wow.
that's that old crabs
Yes.
in the bucket mentality.
Oh,
I don't like it.
God. Yes.
But see, but hold on. It's like
Okay,
like Jay Z said. You know, they call us crabs in the barrel, but they don't tell you that crabs don't belong in the barrel.
they
So
don't.
who put us in the barrel in the first place?
Them
Well,
people.
But
now that's
but I
real.
agree. I
At the
agree with
same
what you're saying
time,
though.
what's the end game? Like we are constantly saying, you know what, if we would just, and then this group saying, if we would just, and then this group saying, if we would just, what is our end game? We've been saying if we would just since my parents was coming up and they was marching with Dr. King. I'm just saying, like, I don't think we have an end game because unlike anybody else, we were brought here. I'm sorry, I know that's the same old story, but shit is just different for us. Shit is always gonna be different for us. We in between. We're definitely in between. We are American like a motherfucker. So whatever
Right.
happens to them definitely does affect us. We built this. I'm sorry, I've been cussing. I'm sorry. We built this country, but at the same time, it's only some of ours. You feel me? So it's a sticky shit. I'm not saying that we won't ever be. You know what? It's like the meme says, being black is dangerous as hell, but I love it anyway.
Right,
Like, we've got a different plight than anybody else. We are
right.
unique. We are chosen, but at the same time, it's the strife is gonna be there. I just don't want us to think that we are the only community that goes through this type of stuff because they do. Trust me, they do. I
Right.
think we're the only community that has it just broadcasted all the time and televised, has a microscope on us. I truly believe that.
Yeah, we go through
Well,
whatever, uncut. We go through whatever, but we're the only one that's preyed upon. Though they don't prey on, they don't prey on. They
no,
Absolutely.
I
they
disagree.
prey on us. They prey on us. B Dub, what you gonna say? Go ahead.
I disagree. I think Uncut was on to something, and it all ties in together. So, G Man hit it earlier. The money. We have to follow the money, right? And Uncut just said we are Americans. We can call ourselves whatever, melanated, Black Americans, Afrocentric, however you want to label it. If you're born in America, you're American. But here's why I disagree with you, Uncut. We don't own some of it. We own all of it. This is our land just as much as anybody else's. And I think that's the problem. We got so caught up in the race game because we are the only ones that came here unwillingly. So we get stuck on that, and they push that in our media. They keep us stuck on that. They keep pushing the fact that we're different. We were brought here. We were enslaved. So we keep that racial tension, and we're missing the point that we're in America, and America is a game that was built on certain rules. And if you learn the rules to the game, you can win the game. And that's for anybody. That's how they keep us behind because they can't make separate rules. The rules are the rules.
But B Dub,
But listen, since they can't make separate rules to keep us down, they have to find a way to mentally make us entrap ourselves and keep ourselves down. Because I'm sorry, I just look at it like I've always been under the mentality that anything is for me. So I look at what people do. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they white, black, green, or purple.
Absolutely.
If I see somebody that's living the type of life that I want to live one day, or have the things that I want to have one day, I'm studying that. What do you do? How you? And I'm asking questions. We don't ask questions. We scared to talk to other people outside our race. I'm talking to anybody and everybody to get the information. Now I take the information, I bring it back to my people. But a lot of us so stuck in exactly what we've been talking about here for the last hour, they don't want to hear it, which goes to EQ point. Now they see, oh, you think you better. No, I don't think I'm better. I'm learning the game. And I'm trying to teach you the game. But I can't stay here with you. I can't babysit you until you learn it. I got to keep moving forward.
Exactly.
You got to catch up with me. I'm not coming back to you. You got to catch up with me. I'm leaving the breadcrumbs. I'm giving you the information. What you do with it is on you at a certain point.
Right.
Because, you know, like you said, we all know family members that stuck in certain ways that gotta have this and gotta have that, and they think that these material things are so great, and then you look at them, you like, but didn't you just tell your child that they couldn't do this extracurricular thing because you didn't have no money? But you just posted about the new releases that's coming out that you can't wait to get. You already got your ticket for them. Like, come on.
Right. Absolutely. We got some comments we're going to read before before I ask you guys this last question here. So, Barbara Sim says, "Amen, EQ." Sam Holmes, he just posted some emojis there, and he also, wow, I guess he said, "Wow," was somebody responded some kind of way. But you guys make sure you check out the Burning Coals podcast. We go live every Tuesday, 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. We do this every Tuesday. We also do impromptu Thursdays as well. Whatever the hottest trending topic is, we discuss it. We definitely make sure that we give you insights, and we also give you guys notifications as well when we're going to do the show itself. So make sure you guys stay tuned in, stay plugged in, and definitely be able to subscribe to the Burning Coals podcast. Sam Holmes also said, "How do y'all feel about the phrase 'fake it till you make it'?" Ooh,
trash.
That's basically what people do. You know, that's what we talking about, fronting. So you talking about fronting,
right?
You your fronting.
I want to work hard so I can make it.
Right.
We do too much faking and not enough making it.
That's right. That's right. I agree. I mean, you know, and no offense to Sam, you know, we love Sam, but no, I gotta work.
Hey, we've been faking for five. I ain't gonna say 5. We've been thinking for a minute.
We did a fake pump like 3-4 times. I'm supposed to let that.
We done been sacked.
You know what? With that question,
that we know that's what the Cowboys do. They get sacked. We know
exactly.
We the league leaders in sack,
looking like Dak Prescott.
I had to take that moment. I had to.
You look better than Houston, okay?
Yeah. We didn't lead leaders in giving up sacks, huh?
No, we are not. We are the league leaders in getting them sacks.
Oh, whatever.
Yes, we are.
You can't say stuff like that and say "we" in the same sentence. No,
I'm speaking French now.
Yeah, I'm talking
the
about
Dallas Cowboys are the league leaders in sacking the quarterback.
What's that on your? What's that on your head? That's a what?
I thought you was being mean or hateful. I didn't see your head. Okay,
that's a falling star, man. You shouldn't wear falling stars on your head, man.
Yes, we the boys. We making noise. Yeah.
Whatever.
You're gonna ask this final question here, you guys. Okay. All right. What is the end game? What's the end game here? Do we have an answer? Are we gonna just be spinning this wheel of fortune?
The end game is you need to get going on social media.
Quit starting stuff on Facebook.
I can tell you. I can say this. I believe, the end game, at the end of the day, I believe that, like B-Dub said earlier, and I think Uncut alluded to it as well. We have to be able to understand that, for one, that we are playing in the game. We're playing in it. All right. And we have to, it's very crucial for us to know the rules of the game that we are playing. And me personally, I would also say that, to me, we, instead of just talking about it, fake it until you make it, we got to actually start doing some stuff and putting our own brand and supporting ours, be more better with supporting ourselves and actually going about it that way. Hell with the brands, Don't care nothing about that, man. Let's go get some land and let's start building our own and raising our own selves up and raising up, put money into our communities and supporting each other better. I think that's a start. How you guys feel about that?
I
If
like that.
I rule the world,
America is for sale.
free
We the
all
only ones
my
not buying.
sons.
We don't want I'm fine, huh?
Like diamonds and pearls.
We control the culture. We control the culture, the music. We control everything, but we don't own it. We don't even own hip hop, y'all. We don't own hip hop. We don't own it.
Yeah, come on. We did, and then we just said, you know what? I think that's another topic. Um, I think our end game is just like Christianity and people's views on Christianity. We're never gonna all be on one. Yeah, I did. I said that. But hold on, now, hold on. Let's bring it back. We are never going to be on the same page when it comes to every single scripture, with every single tradition. But the end game with that is be good to one another as black people. That's all we can do. Because as far as our ideas and politics, that's all it is. That's all we can do. We gotta put
Do not
that
represent those
Rut roll.
Look at this.
on the Broncos.
What's wrong with his face?
Crazy. This is crazy.
Hey, do a
But you
black
know
man
what?
video of that.
Go ahead,
But
B.
you
Go
know
ahead,
what?
B.
We just gotta, the end game is we gotta keep educating each other, keep trying to help each other. Everybody's like she said, everybody's not gonna agree. We just gotta keep having these conversations and just kind of keep doing what we doing, and sadly, some people are unreachable, and that's just what it's gonna be. But just have these conversations, do what we can, and keep it moving, and try to educate our people as best we can.
Right.
Absolutely.
B Dub.
I say it like this. For those that are moving forward, don't get frustrated.
Right.
Don't get stagnant, but don't get frustrated either. Because we used to have what we call people sellouts or whatever. And it's funny because real quick, I'll just use my family for an example. We have a couple of relatives that they live in a nice area, and slowly but surely they stopped coming to some of the family get-togethers, and not for it's just like they didn't want to be around certain type of activities, and you can understand it because it's like family. That's where people say family, man. We family supposed to kick it together. But then you get older and you start living life, and more you start understanding the ones that stop coming around so much because as you move forward, now you looking back, you like, these Negroes kind of crazy.
Yeah, I feel you.
And they still in 1990.
Yeah.
It's 2015. Y'all still in 1990. Like, what's going on? So, but like I said earlier, you got to leave breadcrumbs. One thing I would never do, I would never not share information with my people, but I can't wait on you either.
Right. You want to stay asleep.
And no, you can't have the gate code.
Right.
First of all, you a Houston's fan, so nobody want no breadcrumbs from stale bread.
Wow.
All that beat
Listen, Stop Six. Oak Cliff.
That's my hood.
What I would say,
I-20.
we're gonna look out for the Black Money series we're gonna come up with. We're gonna
Yes,
do
sir.
a series, and we're gonna really break this Black Money topic down in several.
We're gonna share some of these breadcrumbs with y'all.
Yeah, we gotta share it because to me, and I've always said this is the biggest area in which we are lacking.
Right.
Let's focus on that. That'll fix a lot of the stuff we out here, campaigning about, whether it be whatever. It all starts with the money in the capitalist nation. You have to realize where you at, and you'll know how to move. We're not moving correctly. We're not on code. Once we get that figured out, we'll be better off. And I'm gonna land with that.
All right. Uncut, you got anything you want to add?
It's been real and it's been fun, and I appreciate it. But like I said, at the end of the day, like Pamisha said, we're not all gonna agree. But as long as we keep embracing each other, I think we're gonna make it.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, the burning coals give you the bag moment. We're gonna say, if you know better, do better. Now that you got the bag, what you gonna do with it? We are Burning Coast Podcast, and we thank you for tuning into the show. Make sure you tune in to the next Tuesday show episode of the Burning Coast Podcast, where we talk about the black money, the black market money area, and we're gonna definitely have that conversation. I am Mr. Know It All Reactions. We have First Lady EQ, Bougie Weirdo B-Dub, Gentleman Jamal, and we have the special guest Uncut. We will see you guys next Tuesday, same time, same channel. Make sure you go and subscribe. We love you guys, and we're gonna say good night.
Juicy.